Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today I'm bringing you an episode 9 in fact, of how many Ogos does it take to crochet ... Now this little mini series has already got 8 episodes in it because this is episode 9. It was about a month ago when I last saw you, but I've decided that I'm going to be creating projects out of this wonderful book here, this Ogo crochet book, which was gifted to me by the beautiful Josephine in Happy Mail a few months ago. Now I'll just show you the back. It'll show you a little variety of the 24 different projects that are in this book. Now this book actually uses a variety of Ogo yarns, which includes blanket yarn, which I don't have. I'll show you my Ogo in a minute, the one that I've been using for all my projects. But I have, as most of you know, and if you don't know, if you're new here, I have a very healthy collection of blanket yarn, so I'll be able to apply some of these projects, the patterns to that yarn. So I'm very excited about that. But the most exciting thing is that even the Ogo on the front here is one that I own. And here it is here, guys. I got so excited when I saw this in Happy Mail because, as I said, there it is right there. I was so happy to receive this that I decided there and then that I'd be making all the projects. But I thought it'd be a great addition to this little mini series. So before I get into today's project, I will let you guys know, because as I said, there are some newbies that may not know, we actually have an Ogo yarn playlist. And in that it shows you, I think it was possibly 9 months ago or so now, I had a huge yarn haul. These were all purchased at $1.50 each, because here in Sydney, Australia, I hadn't seen them before. And when I had for the previous months to the huge haul, they were around $14 a piece, which I think is a crazy amount of money to pay for 180 grams worth of yarn. So I just sat back and hoped that one day they would be put on sale, and they were. I did purchase them at $5 and $3 previously, but the huge haul was $1.50 each. How amazing is that, guys? So I have the luxury of being able to use them and create some projects, and I just wanted to share them with you. Now, if you go along and see that video as well, you'll see how to use an Ogo, because some of you may not have ever experienced it. So in essence, an Ogo is a donut, that's what I like to call it, of yarn, as you can see, and it comes in 5 different colors. Now these colors complement each other perfectly, which is awesome. You undo it and you can very, very easily either crochet a continuous, let's say for example, if you were doing something big like a blanket or a sweater and you didn't worry about the color change and, didn't want to control it, you could just crochet the stripes as they came out. Awesome. Otherwise, it's so easy to pull apart and separate your colors. And then that way you can do your color controlling, which is what I did for today's project. Now, these Ogo yarns, which I have in my collection, are all the bulky weight, which is a number 5 yarn. They're 100% acrylic. They're I've got my stats here, 6.4 ounces, I believe, yes, or 180 grams. And it's 228 yards or 208 meters. So you do get quite a good amount of yarn in each Ogo. And as I said, at $1.50 an Ogo, I just couldn't resist, because imagine the projects I've been creating with them. And for those of you that haven't already seen the other 8, please go and do so. It might give you some inspiration to crochet some of those as well, because I think that they're pretty awesome little projects. So today's project, well, before I get onto it, let me just show you this little book here, because I think it needs to be shown to everybody in case you're able to come across it. It is from Yarnspirations, and it does refer to, as I said, 24 different patterns using a variety of Ogo yarn. So, if you don't like the bulky and you like something like a red heart or the blanket yarn, and I believe there's one that's called a color donut. I haven't seen that. Look, here in Sydney, Australia, I've only ever seen the Ogo yarn once, that one time, that short period of time, and I haven't seen it since. So of course I had to snap it up. But if I get to see any more in the future, that would be awesome, and I'll let you know if I do and if I purchase any. Now in here, I love that this book has a rating for each pattern. So it's got easy, basic, easy and intermediate. So you get a little dot when you look at the pattern. So I'll show you the one that I'm creating, for example. Well, I'll just show you anyone, just sorry, so we don't delay. So here you can see what the rating is, and they also show you when you break up your Ogo, like they put a letter A, B, C, D, or E, and that is the color that you use in your pattern, and it refers to it. The very basic ones, like the one I did, don't, but you can rely on the photo, which is what I did exactly. Now, there are a few projects in here that use the bulky weight yarn that I've got, the Ogos that I have, so I'm going to attempt to bring them all to you. I'm very, very excited about that. So I just thought I'd start off with the very first one that I saw in the book, and I will show you the Ogo colors that I used because it wasn't that one, and in actual fact it was the last one in my collection, which means it was meant to be, right guys? Now this color way that I used, and this ball band, now this giant ball band, no, it's not a ball band, is it? It's, you know, the covering of this Ogo donut is going to go straight into my collection of ball bands for 2023, which is fast approaching the end of it. Anyway, that's another story. And this is all that's left. And this colorway was called First Blush. And there is one more color here that you'll see in the project because it I ran out of it. I used all of it except for a tiny amount. Anyway, so these are the colors that I left out of the yarn that I had to use for this project. And then I'm going to pop these scraps into this gorgeous tote that I've made using Ogos. So in here, and I'll show you this, it's actually a really nice tote or project bag. It is a Sarah Satch design, and I will link her video down below, or at least her channel. I'm not very good at linking videos, guys. Technology challenged here. But this is a gorgeous tote, and in here go all my scraps, and I use them as I, you know, make more and more projects. So I really highly recommend that if you already don't have your yarn separated in different like the type of yarn that you use, your scraps, it might be a good idea to do so, or even in a basket or something. But I absolutely love my Ogo tote for my Ogo scraps, and I always know where they are, so I know where to go to. Anyway, that's my little tiny organizational tip for you. So which project did I make, guys? Of course you're waiting to see it. Now, those of you who've been with me for a while now, I'm sure you've guessed a beanie. Yes, a beanie. So on page 12 of this beautiful book, which I absolutely love, it's such a good quality book, here is the beanie, and it's called the Beginner Beanie. It looks like a little cupcake, doesn't it? I absolutely love it. And let me show you my beanie. Here it is here, guys, in all its glory. Look at that giant pom-pom. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, the pom-pom took as much yarn as the whole beanie, and it took me twice as long to make. So pom-poms and I are not very good friends, but we're getting there. So how do we make this beanie? It's a bottom-up beanie, which I'm just learning how to make. I've created one more in like previously, so I usually make my beanies top down. So it was a good experience. Once again, you know, you make your band, so the ribbing around as one piece, and then you add the top of the hat, and then you cinch it in at the top. You know, you decrease to make you know, the top of your hat. Now this one used single crochet in the back loop for the ribbing and double crochets. There you go. Beg your pardon, half double crochets, US terminology for the hat. And as you can see, just like in the photo here, the little cupcake beanie. Oh, have I got it on right, guys? Yep. There was yellow there. So in actual fact, I had a tiny bit of the green left over. Where is it in here? That's all that I had left over from the green. So they actually did, there it is up close for those of you that might want to see it up close. It's got a bit of a fuzz on it, halo. It actually did give you very good dimensions, or sorry, yeah, the dimensions, you know, how many rows. In actual fact, it doesn't give you rows, it gives you measurements for each yarn color. the color and also how far up to go and what have you. So it actually turned out very well. But of course you need to measure on your head as well. I certainly did with this part here, the ribbing, and in actual fact I made it a little bit smaller than what they required, but the rest of it I followed up pretty much. Now if you wanted to make this into a slouchy beanie, you certainly could, because as you saw I had extra yarn. It doesn't matter if you alter the color, you know, the way that they put the colors in. You can vary that up to suit yourself. And obviously if you don't have this you know, first blush colorway, you don't have to worry about that. You can use your favorite colors. Now my pom-pom isn't secured on very well, but it will be eventually. You should have seen the mess I made with that, guys. It was just so funny, but I got it done in the end. That's all that matters. Now, who would like to see me wear it? Well, regardless, I'm going to pop it on my head. So here we go here, guys. I look like a little cupcake, don't you think? You can't really see the yellow on top because I think the pom-pom is quite giant, but I do like it. I have to say, if I was a skier, I think I would look awesome on the slopes, but I'm not a skier, alas. But anyway, I'm sure that someone would enjoy, you know, wearing this in the cold. I'm certainly going to enjoy wearing it. It is a fun beanie. I generally don't put pom-poms on my beanies, but you know what? I'm glad I did with this one because I wanted to make it exactly the same as the pattern required. So that's the fun of it, right? Let me just smooth out my hair once again. So that's it, guys. How many ogos does it take to crochet this beanie, including the pom-pom? Well, less than one. So I think that is pretty cool. So less than $1.50, I'd say $1 to create this beanie, and possibly maybe 3 hours of time, including the pom-pom on the top. There it is there. I think that that is a very quick and easy project, and I absolutely loved making it. So the next one, I'm not quite sure what it is in the book, so I will flick through and find the next pattern that relates to the bulky weight yarn, which I have in the Ogo range, and I shall bring it to you as soon as I can. But for today, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and until I see you again, take care everyone. Bye bye for now.